Your results are not low because your dreams are small. Your results are low because your effort is. Let's be real. Most people don't lose in life because they can't win. They lose because they stop at 70%. They slow down when it gets uncomfortable. They do what is required, but not what is possible. Put in more effort. That's what this entire video is about. Not working until you collapse. Not chasing motivation, but raising your standard in the moments that actually decide your future. The extra hour, the extra focus, the extra discipline when nobody is watching. Have you ever finished something and thought, I could have done better? That feeling is proof. You know you have more in you. In this video, we are going to talk about how to train your mind, build real discipline, handle discomfort, control your thoughts, face fear, and raise your identity. All by doing one simple thing, putting in more effort than you did yesterday. If you are ready to stop making excuses and start increasing your output, stay with me. This might change how you see yourself. Number 1, train your mind to act before doubt grows. There is a small moment in your life that decides everything. It is not loud. It does not make a sound. It happens quietly inside your mind. It is the moment between thinking about doing something and actually doing it. In that space, doubt begins to speak. And if you do not train your mind, doubt grows fast. Put in more effort right there. Most people believe effort is only physical. They think effort means working longer hours or lifting heavier loads. That is part of it. But the first place you must put in more effort is in your thinking. Your mind needs training just like your body. If you do not train it, it will move toward comfort. It will look for what feels easy. It will tell you to wait. It will tell you to start tomorrow. It will tell you that you are not ready. You have felt that voice. Early in the morning when the alarm rings and your body feels warm under the blanket, your eyes are half closed. Your mind whispers, stay here just a little longer. That is the moment that shapes your future. Not tomorrow, not next year. That moment, when you train your mind to act before doubt grows, you shorten that space between decision and action. You stand up before your thoughts start arguing with you. You start writing before your mind lists reasons to delay. You make the call before fear has time to settle in your chest. That is putting in more effort. The truth about doubt is simple. Doubt feeds on time. The longer you think without acting, the stronger doubt becomes. It gathers proof from your past. It reminds you of mistakes. It shows you old failures. It paints pictures of what could go wrong. And your heart begins to beat faster. Your stomach tightens. Your hands feel heavy. Now action feels harder than it did 5 minutes ago. So the strategy is clear. Do not give doubt time to grow. This is not about ignoring fear. This is about understanding how the mind works. When you act quickly on a decision you know is right, you cut off the voice that tries to weaken you. You take control of the direction of your life, instead of letting your mood control it. Effort is not only about working hard once you begin. Effort is deciding quickly and moving before your comfort takes over. Effort is choosing action while your legs still feel unsure. Effort is opening your laptop while your mind says you are not prepared. Effort is raising your hand when your voice feels shaky. You see, confidence does not come first. Action comes first. When you act, even in a small way, your brain begins to collect evidence that you can handle it. Your body responds differently. Your breathing steadies. Your posture changes. You feel a small sense of control. That feeling builds momentum. But if you wait, your body feels the opposite. Your shoulders drop. Your thoughts scatter. Your energy fades. You convince yourself that staying where you are is safer. And slowly, your standards drop. Put in more effort at the beginning. The mind loves habits. If you train it to hesitate, it will hesitate again tomorrow. If you train it to act quickly, it will move faster next time. This is why the first few seconds matter so much. They shape your identity. They shape how you see yourself. Are you someone who thinks a lot and does little? Or are you someone who decides and moves? Every time you act before doubt grows, you send a message to yourself. You say, I am in charge. You say, my goals matter more than my mood. You say, I will not let fear decide for me. That message builds self-respect, and self-respect changes everything. When you respect yourself, you keep promises you make to yourself. You finish what you start. You show up on time, you prepare, you listen, you improve. Not because someone is watching, not because you want applause, but because you value your own word. Now understand this clearly. Training your mind is daily work. You cannot do it once and expect it to stay strong. Every day you wake up, there will be moments where doubt tries to enter, before a difficult conversation, before a workout, before studying, before taking a risk. Those moments are your training ground. When you feel that small wave of hesitation, that slight tightening in your chest, that urge to delay, that is your signal. Do not analyze it too long. Take one step, just one. Stand up, dial the number, write the first sentence, put on your shoes. Small action breaks the hold of doubt. Your brain responds to movement. Once you begin, it shifts from fear mode to focus mode. It starts solving instead of worrying, but it cannot do that if you stay still. Many people wait to feel ready. They wait to feel confident. They wait to feel motivated. But feelings follow action. They do not lead it. If you want to feel strong, act strong first. If you want to feel disciplined, act disciplined first. That is effort at the mental level. You may feel uncomfortable at the start. Your hands may shake. Your voice may sound uncertain. Your thoughts may not feel organized. That is normal. Growth does not feel smooth in the beginning, but each time you act anyway, the discomfort shortens. The next time feels slightly easier, then easier again. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes routine. This is how you raise your standard. Not through big dramatic changes, through quick decisions, followed by immediate action, through refusing to let doubt take control of your schedule. Think about how many opportunities are lost because of hesitation. Ideas that never leave the notebook. Businesses that never start. Conversations that never happen. Skills that never develop. All because doubt was given too much time. You have more strength than you think, but strength appears only when you use it. If you sit and question yourself long enough, you will talk yourself out of greatness. Put in more effort right at the start. Train your mind to move forward the moment you know something is right, even if the step is small, even if the result is uncertain. Movement creates clarity. Action builds courage. Effort shapes identity. There is a deep satisfaction that comes when you act despite fear. You feel it in your chest. A quiet pride. You know you did not run. You know you did not hide. That feeling is powerful. It builds belief, and belief fuels bigger actions. Your future depends less on talent and more on these small moments of choice. In those silent seconds, when no one else is around, when only you hear the voice of doubt, your decision matters. Act before doubt grows. Do it in the morning when your body wants comfort. Do it in the afternoon when distractions call your name. Do it at night when you are tempted to postpone your goals. Each time you move quickly toward what is right, you strengthen your mind. Over months and years, this habit changes your life. You become reliable. You become disciplined. You become someone who follows through. People notice. More importantly, you notice. You look in the mirror and see someone who does not back down from effort. And that is where real confidence lives. Not in words, not in wishes, but in repeated action taken before doubt had the chance to grow. Train your mind. Guard those first few seconds. Put in more effort right at the beginning. That is where winners are separated. That is where your new life begins. Number 2, accept discomfort as the price of real growth. There comes a point in every serious life where you realize something simple and uncomfortable. Growth does not feel good in the beginning. Improvement does not feel smooth. Progress does not feel relaxing. Real growth asks something from you. It asks for energy. It asks for focus. It asks for endurance. And most of all, it asks you to accept discomfort. If you want more for your life, you must understand this clearly. Discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is often a sign that something is changing. The problem is that most people have trained themselves to run from discomfort. The moment something feels hard, they step back. The moment something feels awkward, they stop. The moment something feels mentally heavy, they distract themselves. But success does not live in comfort. Growth is not built inside ease. When you decide to improve your life, you are stepping into unfamiliar territory. Your mind reacts. Your body reacts. Your emotions react. You feel resistance. That resistance is not your enemy. It is proof that you are stretching beyond your current level. Think about learning a new skill. The first day feels confusing. Your head feels full. You make mistakes. You feel slow. There is a slight frustration in your chest. You may even feel embarrassed. That is discomfort. Now you have two choices. You can stop and protect your pride, or you can stay with the discomfort long enough to get better. The same applies to building discipline. Waking up earlier when you are used to sleeping late feels difficult. Your eyes burn. Your body feels heavy. Your bed feels comfortable. Your mind searches for reasons to delay. That feeling is not weakness. It is adjustment. Your system is shifting. If you accept that feeling and continue, you strengthen yourself. If you avoid it, you stay the same. Many people want growth without tension. They want progress without pressure. They want improvement without sacrifice. That is not how life works. Every new level of your life demands a stronger version of you. That stronger version is built through discomfort. When you exercise muscles you have not used in a long time, they ache. That ache is not punishment. It is development. The same principle applies to your character. When you challenge your patience, your focus, your courage, you feel strain. That strain is part of the process. The issue is not discomfort itself. The issue is how you interpret it. If you see discomfort as danger, you retreat. If you see discomfort as growth, you move forward. The meaning you give to the feeling determines your action. Look closely at your daily life. Where are you choosing comfort over growth? Are you avoiding difficult conversations because they feel tense? Are you skipping important work because it feels demanding? Are you holding back your goals because the path looks uncertain? Comfort keeps you stable. Growth moves you forward. You cannot have both at the same time in the same area of your life. If you want better results, you must accept temporary unease. This does not mean you must suffer endlessly. It means you must understand that short-term discomfort creates long-term strength. The pain of discipline is far smaller than the pain of regret. Regret stays with you. Discomfort during growth fades as you improve. There is a certain feeling when you face discomfort directly. Your heart beats faster. Your thoughts race. You feel exposed. But if you stay present and continue, something changes. You begin to realize that the discomfort did not destroy you. You survived it. You handled it. That realization builds inner strength. Strength is not built by avoiding pressure. It is built by facing it and staying steady. When you accept discomfort as the price of growth, you stop arguing with reality. You stop wishing things were easier. You begin asking how you can become better. Your mindset shifts from why is this hard to what is this teaching me? That question changes everything. It turns struggle into training. It turns stress into development. Every successful person you admire has made peace with discomfort. They work when they are tired. They practice when others relax. They continue when results are slow, not because they enjoy strain, but because they understand its value. Discomfort is a teacher. It reveals your limits. It shows you where you lack preparation. It exposes weak habits. If you pay attention, it guides you toward improvement. When you feel nervous before speaking in front of others, that nervous energy can either stop you or sharpen you. If you step forward anyway, you gain experience. Next time, the feeling is slightly smaller. With repetition, what once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. That is growth in motion. If you quit every time something feels heavy, you never build resilience. Your tolerance stays low. Small challenges feel large. Your world shrinks. If you accept discomfort and continue, your tolerance increases. You become calmer under pressure. You think more clearly in tense moments. You handle setbacks without collapsing. This process takes time. It requires repetition. It requires patience. You must repeatedly choose the path that stretches you. Each choice builds confidence, grounded in experience. Notice your reaction the next time you feel resistance. Instead of stepping away immediately, pause, breathe steadily. Remind yourself that this feeling is temporary. Then take one deliberate step forward. That action signals to your mind that you are capable. Growth rarely feels comfortable in the moment, but it feels deeply satisfying afterward. There is a quiet pride that comes from doing something difficult. You feel stronger. You feel more in control. You feel respect for yourself. That self-respect becomes fuel. It pushes you to take on bigger challenges. It expands your belief in what you can handle. Do not confuse discomfort with harm. Harm damages you. Growth challenges you. Learn to recognize the difference. Growth discomfort leaves you wiser, stronger, more skilled. If your goal is a better career, stronger health, deeper relationships, or greater financial stability, expect discomfort along the way. Expect early mornings. Expect hard choices. Expect moments where you question yourself. That is part of earning a new level. When you accept discomfort as normal, you stop being surprised by it. You stop treating it like an emergency. You treat it like training. That calm attitude keeps you steady. Over time, the very things that once made you uneasy become part of your routine. The early mornings feel normal. The focused work feels natural. The disciplined choices feel familiar. What used to feel heavy now feels empowering. This is how real growth happens. Not in comfort, not in ease, but in the space where you choose progress over pleasure. Your future is shaped by what you are willing to endure today. If you avoid every uncomfortable step, your life remains small. If you face those steps with courage and patience, your life expands. Accept the tension. Accept the effort. Accept the discipline. These are not punishments. They are investments. When you begin to see discomfort as the price of admission to a better life, you stop complaining. You start committing. You understand that nothing valuable comes without a cost. Pay the cost willingly. Stand firm when things feel demanding. Stay focused when your mind wants escape. Continue learning when it feels overwhelming. Each time you stay with the process, you are reshaping your character, and character determines destiny. Growth is available to anyone who is willing to endure temporary strain. The question is simple. Are you willing to feel uncomfortable today in order to live stronger tomorrow? If the answer is yes, then step forward. Feel the tension. Do the work. Stay steady. On the other side of that discomfort is a version of you that is more capable, more disciplined, and more confident than you have ever been. That is the price. That is the reward. Number 3, replace quick pleasure with long-term progress. There is a quiet battle happening inside you every single day. It is not dramatic. It does not look serious from the outside. But it decides your future. It is the battle between what feels good right now and what will make your life better later. Quick pleasure is easy. It is always available. It asks very little from you. It gives you a fast reward. You feel a short burst of relief, excitement, or comfort. You scroll a little longer. You delay the hard task. You eat what you crave instead of what strengthens you. You choose entertainment over preparation. In the moment, it feels harmless. It feels deserved. Long-term progress is different. It asks for focus. It asks for patience. It asks you to delay what feels good in order to build something greater. It does not always give you an instant reward. Sometimes it feels slow. Sometimes it feels demanding. Sometimes it feels lonely. But here is the truth. The direction of your life is shaped by which one you choose more often. Human psychology is simple in this area. Your brain is wired to seek immediate reward. It wants relief from stress. It wants stimulation. It wants comfort. When something gives you a fast emotional lift, your brain remembers it. It encourages you to repeat it. That is why quick pleasure can become a habit without you even noticing. The problem is not pleasure itself. The problem is when short-term pleasure replaces long-term progress. When the easy option becomes your default response, your goals slowly fade into the background. Look closely at your daily routine. How many times do you choose what feels good instead of what moves you forward? When the work becomes demanding, do you reach for distraction? When your body feels tired, do you skip the activity that would strengthen you? When saving money feels restrictive, do you spend to feel better? Each small choice seems harmless on its own, but repeated daily, they shape your results. Long-term progress requires a shift in thinking. You must start asking a better question. Not what feels good right now, but what will I be proud of later? That question changes your focus. It moves your attention from immediate comfort to future satisfaction. There is a deeper reward in progress than in quick pleasure. It is not loud. It does not flash in bright lights. It grows slowly inside you. It feels like stability. It feels like confidence. It feels like control over your life. Quick pleasure often leaves you empty afterward. The excitement fades. The distraction ends. Then you feel behind. You feel regret. You feel the weight of unfinished responsibilities. That cycle drains your energy. Progress builds energy. When you complete something meaningful, your body feels different. Your posture changes. Your breathing steadies. There is a quiet strength in your chest. You know you moved forward. That feeling lasts longer than any short-term thrill. Replacing quick pleasure with long-term progress does not mean living without joy. It means choosing higher quality satisfaction. It means training yourself to value growth over impulse. This requires awareness. You must notice the moment when you are tempted. It often shows up as a small urge. You feel bored. You feel stressed. You feel slightly uncomfortable. Your mind suggests something easy. That is the decision point. Instead of reacting automatically, pause for a few seconds. Feel the urge without acting on it. Remind yourself of your bigger goal. Picture the version of you who has achieved it. That version did not give in to every impulse. That version chose wisely more often than not. Your self-image plays a powerful role here. If you see yourself as someone who lacks discipline, you will continue to chase quick pleasure. If you see yourself as someone building a strong future, your choices begin to change. Identity drives behavior. Start identifying as a person who invests in tomorrow, a person who values growth more than comfort, a person who keeps promises to themselves. When you adopt that identity, your daily actions begin to align with it. This does not happen perfectly. There will be moments where you choose the easy path. Do not let one mistake define you. The key is frequency. If you choose progress more often than pleasure, your life moves forward. Understand that long-term progress compounds. Small daily improvements add up. One focused hour of learning each day turns into deep knowledge over months. Saving a small amount consistently builds financial stability over years. Regular exercise strengthens your body gradually. Quick pleasure rarely compounds in a positive way. It usually builds dependency. The more you chase it, the more you need to feel the same satisfaction. It lowers your tolerance for effort. It makes discipline feel heavier. When you consistently delay gratification, you build inner strength. You prove to yourself that you are not controlled by every desire. That builds confidence at a deep level. Think about the feeling of finishing a challenging project. The sense of relief. The quiet pride. The knowledge that you did not give up halfway. That feeling cannot be purchased. It cannot be faked. It is earned through steady effort. Progress also builds options. The more you improve your skills, the more opportunities become available. The more disciplined your finances, the more freedom you gain. The stronger your health, the more energy you have to enjoy life. Quick pleasure rarely creates options. It often narrows them. This shift requires daily decisions. When your phone calls your attention while you are working, choose focus. When you feel tempted to skip preparation, choose readiness. When you want to spend without thinking, choose long-term security. Each of these moments may feel small, but they are powerful. They shape your character. They shape your future. It helps to make progress visible. Track your habits. Measure your improvements. Celebrate milestones. Not with excessive indulgence, but with acknowledgement. Recognize that you are building something meaningful. You may feel pressure when you start changing these habits. You may feel restless. Your mind may resist the new discipline. That is normal. You are breaking old patterns. Stay steady. The discomfort fades as your new behavior becomes familiar. Long-term progress requires patience. Results may not appear immediately, but trust the process. Seeds take time to grow. Effort applied consistently always produces results over time. When you replace quick pleasure with long-term progress, you are choosing a stronger future over a temporary mood. You are choosing respect over regret. You are choosing stability over impulse. There is great peace in living this way. You wake up knowing you are building something real. You go to sleep knowing you used your day wisely. That peace is worth more than any short burst of excitement. Your life will reflect your repeated choices. If you choose progress again and again, your confidence rises. Your opportunities expand. Your satisfaction deepens. Quick pleasure fades quickly. Progress stays with you. The decision is yours every day. In small moments, in quiet choices. Replace the immediate thrill with meaningful action. Invest in skills. Invest in health. Invest in relationships. Invest in your future. Over time, you will look back and realize that the discipline you practiced became the freedom you enjoy. That is the power of choosing long-term progress over quick pleasure. Number 4, build self-respect through daily kept promises. There is one relationship in your life that determines every other relationship. It is the relationship you have with yourself. You can fool other people. You can impress strangers. You can explain your delays and justify your behavior, but you always know the truth about your own actions. And that truth shapes how you feel when you are alone. Self-respect is not built by words. It is built by evidence. It grows when you say you will do something, and then you do it. It weakens when you make promises and ignore them. Every day you are either strengthening your self-respect or slowly tearing it down. Think about how many small promises you make to yourself. You say you will wake up at a certain time. You say you will start eating better. You say you will finish a task before relaxing. You say you will save money. You say you will speak up when something matters. These promises may seem small, but they are powerful. They are agreements between you and you. When you break these agreements repeatedly, something inside you shifts. You may not talk about it. You may not admit it out loud, but you feel it. A quiet disappointment, a subtle loss of confidence. You hesitate more. You doubt yourself more easily. You stop trusting your own plans. Now consider the opposite. Imagine that you begin keeping the promises you make to yourself. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just consistently. You say you will get up at 6, and you get up at 6. You say you will work for one focused hour, and you complete that hour. You say you will avoid unnecessary spending, and you follow through. Those small actions begin to change how you see yourself. Self-respect is earned internally. It does not come from applause. It does not come from approval. It comes from integrity. When your actions match your words, your mind becomes steady. You feel stronger. You feel more reliable. You walk differently. You speak differently. There is a calm assurance in your voice. The psychology behind this is simple. Your brain is always collecting proof about who you are. Every kept promise becomes proof that you are disciplined. Every broken promise becomes proof that you are careless. Over time, that collection of proof forms your identity. If you want to change your identity, change your daily behavior. Do not start with huge promises. That often leads to failure. Start with commitments you can realistically keep. Choose actions that stretch you slightly but do not overwhelm you. The goal is consistency. Consistency builds trust. Trust builds respect. When you wake up and complete a task you committed to, even when you feel tired, you send a powerful message to yourself. You are saying, "My word matters." That message sinks deep into your subconscious. It influences your future decisions. Many people struggle with low confidence, not because they lack ability, but because they have trained themselves not to trust their own word. They have made too many promises and broken them. Their inner voice becomes weak. When they set new goals, a part of them whispers you probably will not follow through. That voice can be silenced, not by positive thinking alone, but by repeated action. Each kept promise quiets doubt. Each completed task strengthens belief. You may not notice the shift immediately, but after weeks of consistency, something changes. You feel less anxious about your goals. You feel more prepared to take on challenges. You stop second-guessing every decision. That is self-respect in action. There is also emotional relief in keeping your word. When you finish what you said you would do, your mind feels clear. You are not carrying unfinished tasks in the back of your thoughts. You sleep better. You focus better. You feel lighter. Breaking promises has the opposite effect. It creates mental clutter. It creates guilt. Even if you distract yourself, that unfinished commitment remains in your awareness. It drains energy. To build self-respect, create a simple daily system. Write down 3 important commitments each morning. Keep them realistic. At the end of the day, review them honestly. Did you follow through? If yes, acknowledge it. If not, do not criticize yourself harshly. Instead, adjust. Make the next commitment smaller if necessary. This practice builds accountability without shame. Understand that discipline is not about punishment. It is about alignment. It is about living in a way that matches your values. When your behavior aligns with what you claim matters to you, your sense of identity strengthens. If health matters, act in ways that support it daily. If financial stability matters, manage your money carefully. If personal growth matters, invest time in learning. Your actions are your real priorities. Self-respect also affects how others treat you. When you carry yourself with integrity, people sense it. They see that you follow through. They trust you more. They rely on you. Your reputation improves because it is grounded in consistency. But the most important part is how you treat yourself. When you respect yourself, you set higher standards. You no longer accept excuses from yourself easily. You hold yourself accountable in a calm and firm way. There will be days when you feel resistance. You may feel tired. You may feel discouraged. In those moments, remind yourself that keeping your promise today is more important than how you feel right now. Feelings change. Character remains. You do not need dramatic achievements to build self-respect. You need daily evidence. Finish the book you said you would read. Complete the workout you planned. Make the difficult phone call. Speak honestly when it matters. Each action becomes a brick in the foundation of your identity. Over time, your self-image transforms. You begin to see yourself as someone dependable, someone disciplined, someone capable. That self-image influences your goals. You start aiming higher because you believe you can follow through. The most powerful promise you can keep is the promise to show up. Show up for your responsibilities. Show up for your dreams. Show up even when no one is watching. That consistency shapes your future more than occasional bursts of effort. Self-respect cannot be borrowed. It cannot be bought. It must be built daily through kept commitments. Look at your life honestly. Where have you been breaking promises to yourself? Choose one area, improve it. Keep your word in that area consistently. Feel the difference. Notice the strength that develops quietly inside you. When you respect yourself, you stop settling. You stop accepting less than you are capable of. You become intentional. You become focused. You become steady. All of this begins with something simple. Say what you will do, then do it. Do it when it is convenient. Do it when it is uncomfortable. Do it when you would rather delay. Every kept promise builds a stronger version of you. And that version of you will be ready for bigger responsibilities, greater opportunities, and deeper success. Build your self-respect one promise at a time. Number 5. Strengthen willpower by choosing harder options daily. There is a force inside you that decides whether your plans turn into results. That force is willpower. It is not loud. It does not show off. It works quietly in the background of your daily choices. When it is strong, you act in alignment with your goals. When it is weak, you drift toward whatever feels easiest. Willpower is not something you are born with in fixed amounts. It is developed. It grows when you use it correctly. It shrinks when you avoid using it. The way to strengthen it is simple in theory and demanding in practice. You choose the harder option on purpose every single day. This does not mean making your life miserable. It means training yourself to lean toward what builds you instead of what relaxes you too much. The easier option is always available. It is closer. It feels smoother. It requires less focus. That is exactly why it does not shape you into a stronger person. Your mind prefers efficiency. It looks for shortcuts. It looks for ways to save energy. That instinct helped humans survive. But in modern life, that same instinct often holds you back. When growth is available, your mind may still push you toward comfort. You wake up and feel slightly tired. The easy option is to stay in bed. The harder option is to stand up and start your day with intention. You sit down to work and feel the urge to check your phone. The easy option is distraction. The harder option is focus. You feel stressed and want quick relief. The easy option is to escape through entertainment or unhealthy habits. The harder option is to face the issue directly. Every one of these moments is an opportunity to build willpower. Willpower strengthens when you resist small temptations consistently. It is similar to physical training. If you lift light weight occasionally, your strength barely changes. If you challenge your muscles regularly with slightly heavier resistance, they adapt. Your mental strength works the same way. Start with small choices. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Finish the task completely instead of leaving it halfway done. Speak up when it would be easier to stay silent. Eat what supports your health instead of what simply tastes good in the moment. These decisions may seem minor, but they build discipline. When you choose the harder option, you feel a shift inside. There is tension. There is effort. You may feel resistance in your body. That sensation is the signal that growth is happening. You are expanding your capacity. The key is daily repetition. Willpower is not strengthened by one big decision. It grows through repeated small decisions that align with your long-term vision. Many people rely on motivation. They wait until they feel inspired, but feelings are unstable. They change with sleep, stress, and environment. Willpower is more reliable because it is trained through habit. When you consistently choose the harder option, your brain begins to adapt. What once felt extremely difficult becomes manageable. Your tolerance for discomfort increases. You stop being easily distracted. You become more deliberate. This shift changes how you approach life. Instead of asking what is easiest, you begin asking what will make me stronger. That question guides your behavior. There is also a deep psychological benefit. Every time you overcome a small urge, you build confidence in your ability to control yourself. Self-control builds self-trust. When you trust yourself, your ambitions expand. You set higher goals because you believe you can follow through. Avoid the mistake of trying to change everything at once. That often leads to burnout. Select a few areas where you will consistently choose the harder path. Focus there. Once those habits become solid, expand to other areas. Notice your internal dialogue during these moments. Your mind will try to negotiate. It will offer reasonable excuses. It will say you deserve a break. It will say one delay does not matter. Pay attention to those thoughts. You do not need to fight them aggressively. Simply recognize them and act according to your decision, not your mood. There is pride in discipline. When you finish a task that required effort, you feel grounded. Your posture straightens. Your voice carries more certainty. That feeling is not based on approval from others. It is built from self-mastery. Harder options often lead to better results. Studying when others relax improves your knowledge. Saving money when others spend improves your security. Practicing your craft when others procrastinate improves your skill. These actions accumulate. Life does not reward comfort for long. It rewards preparation, focus, and persistence. Choosing the harder option prepares you for challenges that will inevitably come. When setbacks occur, people with strong willpower remain steady. They do not collapse at the first sign of difficulty. They are used to pushing through resistance. They have trained themselves to stay engaged when things become demanding. This training also reduces fear. When you repeatedly face small difficulties, larger ones feel less overwhelming. Your nervous system becomes calmer under pressure. You breathe more steadily. You think more clearly. You respond instead of reacting. Another important aspect is delayed gratification. Choosing the harder option often means sacrificing immediate pleasure for future benefit. That habit separates those who achieve long-term success from those who chase short-term comfort. You do not need dramatic sacrifices. You need consistent discipline. Each day presents moments where you can either maintain your current level or raise it slightly. Choose the upward direction more often than not. Willpower is also strengthened by clarity. When you know why you are choosing the harder path, your commitment deepens. Connect your daily actions to your larger vision. Remind yourself that every disciplined choice is building a stronger future. There will be days when your energy is low. On those days, the harder option may simply be showing up and doing something small that still counts. Effort, even in modest amounts, maintains momentum. As your willpower grows, you will notice changes in other areas of your life. You manage time better. You control spending. You handle stress more effectively. You follow through on plans. Your life becomes more organized and intentional. This is not about perfection. It is about direction. If most of your daily decisions lean towards strength rather than ease, your character evolves. Imagine looking back after a year of consistently choosing the harder option. Your body would feel stronger. Your skills would improve. Your confidence would deepen. Your opportunities would expand, all from daily decisions that required extra effort. The path to greater achievement is not mysterious. It is built on disciplined choices repeated over time. When you feel the pull of the easier route, pause and ask yourself which option builds your future. Then act accordingly. Strengthen your willpower by practicing it. Do not wait for life to force you into difficulty. Create your own training through conscious decisions. Each harder choice shapes you. Each disciplined action sharpens you. Each moment of resistance builds resilience. Over time, you become someone who does not avoid challenge. You welcome it as part of your growth. That is how you develop true inner strength. Not through comfort, not through excuses, but through daily decisions that stretch your limits and build your character. Choose the harder option, not once, not occasionally, but consistently. That is how willpower becomes one of your greatest assets. Number 6. Control your thoughts before they control you. One of the greatest battles you will ever fight is not with other people. It is not with the economy. It is not with your circumstances. It is with your own thoughts. Every day, thousands of ideas move through your mind. Some of them build you, some of them weaken you. If you do not take charge of that process, your thoughts will begin to take charge of you. Most people believe they are thinking. In reality, they are reacting to thoughts that appear automatically. A memory surfaces, a fear shows up, a negative comment from the past repeats itself, and without questioning it, they accept it as truth. That acceptance shapes their mood shapes their actions shape their results. If you want to improve your life, you must learn to step back and observe your thinking. You are not every thought that crosses your mind. Thoughts are suggestions. Some are useful, some are destructive. The key is choosing which ones deserve your attention. Imagine waking up in the morning and immediately thinking, "This day will be difficult." If you let that thought settle without challenge, your body responds. Your shoulders tighten, your energy drops. You move slower. Now the day feels heavier than it needed to be, all because of one unchecked idea. On the other hand, if you wake up and think, "Today is an opportunity to improve," your posture changes. Your breathing feels stronger. You approach your tasks differently. The circumstances may be the same, but your experience shifts. Thoughts create internal direction. If you do not guide them, they follow habit. And habits of thinking are often shaped by past disappointments, fear, and comparison. Controlling your thoughts does not mean pretending problems do not exist. It means choosing productive interpretations instead of harmful ones. It means noticing when your mind exaggerates danger or magnifies failure. For example, you make a mistake at work. Immediately, your mind may say, "You are not good enough." That sentence feels heavy. It drains confidence. But is it accurate? Or is it a quick reaction built from emotion? If you pause and examine it, you can replace it with something stronger. You can say, "I made a mistake, and I can correct it." That shift keeps your focus on improvement instead of shame. The mind often moves toward worst-case scenarios. It imagines rejection before it happens. It predicts failure before you even try. These thoughts trigger physical reactions. Your heart beats faster. Your palms feel warm. Your stomach tightens. You interpret those sensations as proof that something is wrong. In reality, it is your imagination shaping your body. When you learn to control your thoughts, you interrupt that chain reaction. You slow it down. You ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is it based on facts or fear? What action would move me forward instead of holding me back? This requires awareness. Many people live on autopilot. They believe every thought without question. To break that pattern, create moments of reflection during your day. When you notice stress rising, pause for a few seconds. Breathe steadily. Identify what you are telling yourself. Then evaluate it calmly. If your mind says, "This task is too hard," challenge it. Ask, "What is one small step I can take right now?" If your mind says, "People will judge you," ask, "What evidence do I have?" If your mind says, "You always fail," remind yourself of times you succeeded. This practice builds mental discipline. Over time, your thoughts become less dramatic. You become less reactive. You choose reason over impulse. Your environment also influences your thinking. The conversations you listen to, the content you consume, the people you spend time with, all shape your internal dialogue. If you constantly hear negativity, your thoughts reflect it. Choose your inputs carefully. Fill your mind with ideas that encourage growth and responsibility. Another important skill is reframing. When something does not go as planned, your first thought might be frustration. That is natural, but you can reframe the situation. Instead of saying, "This ruined my day," you can say, "This is an inconvenience, and I can adapt." That shift keeps your power intact. Control of thoughts also means directing your focus. The mind tends to wander toward what is missing. It highlights problems, flaws, and comparisons. You can intentionally shift focus toward progress, gratitude, and solutions. This does not ignore reality, it balances it. When you consistently guide your thinking, your emotional stability improves. You experience fewer extreme highs and lows. You respond to challenges with clarity instead of panic. That calm presence becomes one of your greatest strengths. Consider how many conflicts begin because of unchecked assumptions. Someone does not reply to a message, and your mind assumes rejection. A colleague speaks briefly, and you assume disrespect. If you accept these thoughts without verification, tension builds unnecessarily. Controlling your thoughts prevents these misunderstandings. Your future is influenced more by your interpretation of events than by the events themselves. Two people can face the same setback. One sees it as proof of failure. The other sees it as feedback. Their next steps will be completely different because their thoughts are different. Mental control is not about suppressing emotion. It is about directing attention wisely. Feelings will arise. That is part of being human. But you can decide which thoughts you feed with attention and which ones you let pass. Develop a habit of writing down recurring negative thoughts. Seeing them on paper reduces their power. Once written, evaluate them logically. Often they lose intensity when examined calmly. Practice positive self-instruction. Before a challenging situation, remind yourself of your preparation. Remind yourself of your capability. These deliberate thoughts strengthen your confidence. Understand that thoughts repeated frequently become beliefs. Beliefs shape behavior. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you are disciplined, capable, and improving, your actions will gradually align with that identity. If you repeat negative labels, your behavior follows them as well. The goal is not to eliminate negative thoughts completely. That is unrealistic. The goal is to respond to them intelligently. Recognize them, assess them, and replace them when necessary. When you control your thoughts, you control your reactions. When you control your reactions, you control your direction. That control gives you stability in uncertain situations. Imagine facing a major challenge with a steady mind. Instead of panic, you analyze. Instead of quitting, you strategize. Instead of blaming, you adjust. That is the power of disciplined thinking. This ability is developed through daily practice. Notice your thoughts, question them, redirect them. Over time, you build mental strength that supports every other area of your life. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your greatest obstacle. The choice depends on whether you guide it or let it run unchecked. Take ownership of your thinking. Train it. Shape it. Direct it toward growth. Because when you control your thoughts, you shape your destiny from the inside out. Number 7. Turn fear into fuel for focused action. Fear is one of the strongest emotions you will ever feel. It can freeze your body. It can cloud your thinking. It can make your heart race and your hands shake. Many people see fear as a signal to stop. They treat it as a warning that they are not capable. But fear is not always telling you to step back. Often it is telling you that something important is in front of you. If you learn how to use fear correctly, it becomes energy. It becomes focus. It becomes a signal that you are stepping into growth. When fear shows up, your body reacts immediately. Your breathing becomes faster. Your muscles tighten. Your senses sharpen. This reaction was designed to prepare you for action. It was not designed to make you hide. The problem is not fear itself. The problem is how you interpret it. Most people interpret fear as danger. They assume that feeling afraid means they are not ready. But fear often appears when you care deeply about the outcome. You feel nervous before an important presentation because you want to do well. You feel anxious before a big decision because it matters. You feel tension before starting something new because it could change your life. Instead of asking, how do I get rid of this fear? Ask, how can I use this energy? Fear creates alertness. Your mind becomes aware of details. Your body becomes energized. If you direct that energy toward preparation and focused action, fear becomes a powerful ally. Imagine standing before an opportunity that scares you. Maybe it is applying for a higher position. Maybe it is starting a business. Maybe it is speaking honestly in a difficult conversation. Your chest feels tight. Your thoughts move quickly. That energy can either push you away or push you forward. If you run from it, you reinforce the idea that fear controls you. The next time fear appears, it feels stronger. If you step toward it, even slightly, you begin training yourself to respond differently. Turning fear into fuel begins with acknowledging it calmly. Do not pretend it is not there. Notice it. Say to yourself, I feel afraid because this matters. That simple recognition reduces its intensity. You stop fighting the feeling and start understanding it. The next step is narrowing your focus. Fear often grows when your mind imagines every possible negative outcome. It jumps ahead into the future and creates scenarios that may never happen. To use fear productively, bring your attention back to the present task. Ask yourself, What is the next small action I can take? Not the entire project, not the final result, just the next step. When you focus on a single action, fear becomes manageable. Your energy is directed toward execution instead of imagination. Fear also highlights areas where you need preparation. If you are afraid of failing in a presentation, practice more. If you are afraid of financial risk, educate yourself thoroughly. Let fear guide your preparation rather than paralyze your effort. Many successful people feel fear regularly. The difference is not the absence of fear. The difference is their response. They use fear as information. They ask, what can I improve? And then they act. When you take action despite fear, you build courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement in its presence. Every time you move forward while afraid, your confidence expands. You realize that fear does not have the final word. There is a powerful psychological shift when you decide to face fear directly. Instead of shrinking, your body straightens. Instead of avoiding, you engage. You prove to yourself that you are capable of handling discomfort. Fear also sharpens your attention. When you are calm to the point of boredom, your focus drifts. When you are slightly afraid, your senses become alert. Use that alertness to concentrate deeply on what you are doing. Channel it into performance. Consider athletes before competition. Their hearts beat faster. Their bodies feel charged. That is fear mixed with excitement. They do not run from it. They direct it into their performance. You can apply the same principle in everyday life. If you fear rejection, use that fear to prepare your words carefully. If you fear failure, use that fear to increase your effort. If you fear criticism, use that fear to improve your quality. Let fear raise your standard instead of lowering your ambition. Another important point is separating real danger from imagined outcomes. True danger requires caution. Imagined failure requires courage. Many fears are projections of what might happen. They are not actual threats. When you recognize this difference, you gain clarity. Your breathing plays a key role in controlling fear. When fear rises, slow your breathing intentionally. Inhale steadily. Exhale fully. This simple action signals to your nervous system that you are in control. It prevents panic from taking over. Once your breathing steadies, take immediate action. Even a small step reduces fear. Action breaks the cycle of overthinking. The longer you delay, the more fear expands. Movement reduces its grip. Remember that growth and fear often appear together. If you are never afraid, you are likely staying within familiar limits. Stepping into new territory naturally creates uncertainty. That uncertainty can be used as motivation. There is also pride in confronting fear. After you complete something that once intimidated you, there is a deep sense of accomplishment. You feel stronger. You feel more capable. That experience changes how you approach future challenges. Fear becomes less overwhelming when you have a record of facing it successfully. Each victory builds evidence that you can handle more than you thought. Do not aim to eliminate fear from your life. Aim to build a relationship with it. When it appears, see it as a signal that you are approaching something meaningful. Instead of retreating, prepare and proceed. Your greatest opportunities may be hidden behind your greatest fears. The job you hesitate to apply for, the conversation you avoid, the idea you are afraid to share. On the other side of those moments is growth. Turn your fear into fuel by directing its energy toward preparation, focus, and execution. Let it sharpen your concentration. Let it raise your standards. Let it push you to act. Over time, you will notice that fear no longer stops you. It becomes part of your process. It appears, you acknowledge it, you breathe steadily, and you move forward. That pattern builds resilience. It builds courage. It builds a life where you are not controlled by hesitation. Fear is powerful, but so are you. Use its energy wisely. Channel it into disciplined action. Focus your attention. Take the next step, and watch how the very emotion that once limited you becomes the force that drives you toward achievement. Number 8, create momentum through small, consistent wins. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting for a big breakthrough to feel successful. They believe confidence will arrive after a major achievement. They think motivation will appear once everything changes at once. That approach keeps them stuck. Real progress rarely begins with dramatic results. It begins with small wins repeated consistently. Momentum is powerful. When you feel it, tasks seem lighter. Your energy rises. Your focus sharpens. But momentum does not appear randomly. It is built, and it is built through small actions, done well, again and again. Think about how you feel when you complete something simple but meaningful. You organize your workspace. You finish a short workout. You complete a chapter of a book. You check off an important task. There is a brief sense of accomplishment. It may not be dramatic, but it is real. That feeling matters more than you realize. Your brain responds strongly to completion. Every finished task releases a sense of progress. That progress encourages you to continue. It builds internal motivation. When you stack small wins close together, your confidence begins to grow naturally. The key word is consistent. Anyone can have one good day. Anyone can push hard once. The challenge is repeating small victories daily. That repetition creates rhythm. Rhythm creates momentum. If you want to improve your health, start with manageable commitments. Walk for 20 minutes. Drink more water. Prepare one healthy meal. Do not focus on extreme changes. Focus on steady improvement. When you complete these actions repeatedly, your identity begins to shift. You start seeing yourself as someone who takes care of their body. If you want to improve your career, focus on daily skill development. Spend a focused block of time learning. Improve one process. Send one thoughtful message. Complete one task with extra attention. These small efforts accumulate. The reason small wins are powerful is psychological. Big goals can feel overwhelming. When you look at the entire mountain, you may feel discouraged before you begin. But when you break that mountain into small steps, each step feels possible. Small wins reduce resistance. They lower the mental barrier to starting. Once you begin and complete a task, your mind becomes more willing to tackle the next one. Momentum builds like this. One win leads to another. Each success makes the next action easier. You stop needing constant external motivation because your progress fuels you internally. There is also emotional stability in small wins. When you depend on large achievements for satisfaction, you experience long periods of frustration between results. Small wins give you regular encouragement. They keep your morale steady. Imagine waking up and completing your most important task early in the day. That single action changes your entire mindset. You feel productive. You feel in control. The rest of your day improves because you started with success. On the other hand, when you delay important tasks, you carry that weight all day. It drains your focus. It lowers your mood. That is why beginning with a small win is so powerful. To create momentum, design your day intentionally. Identify a few meaningful tasks. Complete them fully. Avoid multitasking. Give each task focused attention. Finishing matters more than starting many things. Track your progress visibly. Write down your daily achievements. Review them weekly. Seeing evidence of consistency strengthens your belief in yourself. It reminds you that you are moving forward, even when progress feels slow. Momentum also depends on recovery. Small wins should not exhaust you completely. Balance effort with rest. When your energy is steady, consistency becomes sustainable. Be careful not to dismiss small progress as insignificant. That attitude kills momentum. Every improvement counts. Every disciplined choice matters. The accumulation of these choices shapes your future. Consider how habits are formed. A habit begins with repetition. The first few days may feel awkward, but as you continue, the action becomes familiar. Familiar actions require less mental energy. That is when momentum becomes self-sustaining. You do not need to feel inspired every day. You need to show up consistently. Some days will feel easier. Some days will feel demanding. Continue anyway. The power lies in repetition. Another advantage of small wins is clarity. As you take action, you learn what works and what does not. You adjust. You refine. That steady refinement improves your effectiveness over time. Large, sudden changes often collapse because they are not supported by habit. Small, consistent improvements build a foundation. That foundation supports bigger achievements later. Momentum also influences how others see you. When people notice your steady progress, they begin to trust your reliability. Opportunities increase because your behavior demonstrates commitment. More importantly, you begin trusting yourself. That trust reduces hesitation. When you set a goal, you believe you can follow through because you have evidence from your daily wins. Avoid the trap of perfection. Some days will not go exactly as planned. Do not allow one imperfect day to stop your progress. Return to your routine the next day. Momentum depends on recovery as much as effort. Break large projects into smaller tasks. Instead of focusing on finishing everything at once, complete the next step fully. Then move to the next. This method keeps your energy focused and prevents overwhelm. Notice how your mood improves when you accomplish something meaningful. Your breathing feels steady. Your posture improves. You carry yourself differently. That physical shift reinforces positive behavior. Small, consistent wins also reduce fear. When you see steady progress, uncertainty feels less threatening. You realize that even large goals are built from manageable pieces. If you want financial stability, start with small savings. Track expenses carefully. Make disciplined decisions daily. Over time, these actions create security. If you want stronger relationships, make small daily efforts. Listen carefully. Communicate clearly. Express appreciation. These consistent actions strengthen bonds gradually. Momentum is not dramatic. It is quiet. It builds slowly. But once established, it becomes one of your greatest advantages. The secret is to stop waiting for motivation and start creating progress. Focus on what you can complete today. Complete it well. Repeat tomorrow. When you look back after months of consistent small wins, you will be surprised by how far you have come. Not because of one massive effort, but because of daily disciplined action. Create your momentum intentionally. Protect it. Feed it with small victories. That is how lasting success is built. One consistent win at a time. Number 9. Raise your identity by demanding more effort. There is a picture you carry in your mind about who you are. It may not be clear all the time, but it guides your behavior every day. That picture is your identity. It shapes what you believe you deserve. It shapes what you tolerate. It shapes how much effort you think is necessary. If you see yourself as average, your actions will reflect that. If you see yourself as disciplined, your behavior rises to meet that standard. Identity is powerful because it operates quietly. You rarely question it. You simply live according to it. Most people try to change their results without changing their identity. They want better income, stronger health, deeper respect, but they still see themselves the same way they did years ago. As long as your internal image stays small, your effort stays limited. Raising your identity begins with demanding more effort from yourself. Effort is not just about working longer hours. It is about raising your personal standard. It is about refusing to settle for minimal performance. When you demand more effort, you are telling yourself that you are capable of more. Think about the tasks you complete each day. Do you finish them at the first acceptable level, or do you push slightly further? Do you stop when it becomes uncomfortable, or do you continue until you have truly done your best? The level of effort you consistently give becomes the level of identity you accept. If you regularly stop at the minimum, you begin to see yourself as someone who does just enough. That self-image influences future decisions. You hesitate to take on bigger challenges because you doubt your commitment. When you consistently demand more effort, your self-image shifts. You begin to think of yourself as reliable, focused, and determined. That new identity changes how you approach opportunities. Demanding more effort requires honesty. Look at your current habits without excuses. Where are you holding back? Where are you capable of more but choosing comfort instead? These are the areas where identity can grow. The change does not happen through words. It happens through action. When you push yourself to complete tasks thoroughly, when you prepare more than required, when you stay focused longer than before, you send a message to your mind. You are upgrading your standard. Identity grows from repeated evidence. Each time you demand more effort and follow through, you build proof that you are disciplined. That proof accumulates. There is a psychological shift when you raise your standard. You stop asking, what is the least I can do? You start asking, what is the best I can do? That question leads to higher quality work, stronger habits, and better outcomes. Your environment also responds to your identity. When you raise your effort, people notice. They trust you more. They give you more responsibility. They treat you according to the level you demonstrate. This is not about impressing others. It is about becoming someone you respect. When you demand more effort from yourself, you feel pride in your performance. That pride is steady and grounded. It does not depend on applause. Consider how you feel after completing something at a high level. Your posture changes. Your voice carries more certainty. You feel aligned with your potential. That feeling reinforces your upgraded identity. Raising your identity also changes your tolerance. You no longer accept sloppy work from yourself. You no longer allow repeated excuses. You hold yourself accountable in a calm and firm way. There will be resistance. Your mind will try to protect old patterns. It will say that your current level is good enough. It will suggest that extra effort is unnecessary. Recognize those thoughts as part of the transition. Growth requires stretching beyond familiar limits. When you demand more effort, you may feel temporary discomfort. That discomfort is a sign that your standard is rising. Start with specific areas. If you want to raise your professional identity, improve the quality of your preparation. Arrive earlier. Study deeper. Pay attention to detail. If you want to raise your physical identity, train with more focus. Eat with greater discipline. If you want to raise your personal character, speak more honestly. Listen more attentively. Follow through consistently. Each area of life offers opportunities to increase effort slightly. The goal is not extreme exhaustion. The goal is intentional improvement. Identity influences choices automatically. When you see yourself as someone who works hard, you naturally choose disciplined actions. When you see yourself as careless, you drift toward shortcuts. That is why raising your identity is so important. It changes your behavior at a fundamental level. Stop labeling yourself based on past mistakes. Instead, define yourself by current effort. Say to yourself, I am someone who gives full effort. Then prove it through daily action. Your identity is flexible. It evolves with your behavior. Every day you have the opportunity to upgrade it. Notice how you speak about yourself. If you say, I am lazy, your actions align with that label. Replace it with stronger language supported by action. Say, I am becoming disciplined. Then back it up with effort. Over time, that statement becomes truth. Demanding more effort also increases resilience. When challenges appear, you do not collapse easily. You are used to pushing beyond comfort. You are familiar with strain. That familiarity builds strength. The world rewards those who bring value. Higher effort usually produces higher value. Better preparation leads to better performance. Greater focus leads to better results. As your effort increases, your opportunities expand. There is deep satisfaction in knowing you gave your full energy to something meaningful. That satisfaction strengthens your sense of self. Raising your identity is not about arrogance. It is about responsibility. It is about recognizing your potential and choosing to act accordingly. Look at your life honestly. Where are you capable of more? Where can you raise your effort slightly? Begin there. Increase your standard in small but consistent ways. Over months and years, this approach transforms you. You no longer see yourself as average. You see yourself as committed. You carry yourself differently. You think differently. You act differently. Your identity becomes stronger because your effort is stronger. Do not wait for circumstances to change before upgrading yourself. Change your effort first. The results will follow. When you demand more effort, you rise internally. That internal rise shapes your external success. Decide who you want to be, then act at that level. Your identity will follow your effort. Number 10. Prove to yourself that you can do better. There is a quiet question that follows you through life. It shows up after missed opportunities. It appears when you fall short of your own expectations. It whispers when you see someone else succeed. The question is simple. Could you have done better? Most people try to silence that question. They defend themselves. They blame circumstances. They point to lack of time, lack of support, lack of energy. Those explanations may feel comforting for a moment, but deep down you still know when you held back. Proving to yourself that you can do better is not about competing with others. It is not about impressing the world. It is about settling the argument within your own mind. You know your true capacity. Even when you do not use it fully, you sense it. You feel it when you stop early. You feel it when you give half effort. There is a quiet dissatisfaction that follows. That dissatisfaction is not there to shame you. It is there to challenge you. The greatest competition you will ever face is between who you are today and who you are capable of becoming. To prove to yourself that you can do better, you must first stop lowering the bar. Many people quietly adjust their standards to match their current habits. Instead of improving their effort, they reduce their expectations. That creates temporary comfort, but it weakens self-belief. Raise your expectation of yourself, not to perfection, not to unrealistic extremes, but to a level that stretches you. Look at one area of your life where you know you have been holding back. Maybe it is your physical health. Maybe it is your career performance. Maybe it is your relationships. Ask yourself honestly, have I truly given my best here? If the answer is no, that is your opportunity. Improvement does not require dramatic change. It requires sincere effort. It requires consistency. It requires discipline when no one is watching. Start with a clear decision. Decide that you will increase your effort slightly beyond what feels comfortable. If you usually study for 30 minutes, extend it to 45. If you usually stop at one attempt, try again. If you usually avoid feedback, ask for it. These actions may seem small, but they send a powerful message to your subconscious. You are no longer satisfied with mediocrity. You are choosing growth. There is a strong emotional reward in proving yourself capable. When you complete something that once intimidated you, you feel it physically. Your chest feels steady. Your mind feels clear. There is pride in your posture. That feeling cannot be borrowed from others. It must be earned. Many people seek approval from the outside because they have not proven enough to themselves on the inside. When you consistently challenge yourself and follow through, you rely less on external validation. You know your worth because you have tested it. You do not discover your limits by avoiding challenge. You discover them by pushing slightly beyond your current ability. When you stretch yourself, you often realize that your limit was higher than you assumed. Failure may occur during this process. That is normal. Failing while trying harder is not the same as failing from lack of effort. When you fail after giving your best, you gain experience and clarity. When you fail after holding back, you gain regret. Choose growth over regret. Proving to yourself that you can do better also strengthens resilience. When you overcome resistance repeatedly, you become less fragile. Challenges no longer shock you. You are used to effort. You are used to stretching. There is also mental freedom in this process. When you know you have given full effort, you do not replay events with guilt. You accept outcomes calmly because you know you did what you could. Pay attention to how you speak about your abilities. If you constantly say, "This is just who I am," you lock yourself into your current level. Instead, remind yourself that skills improve, habits change, and performance increases with effort. Your identity is not fixed. It evolves with your actions. Choose one daily standard that proves improvement. It could be finishing tasks completely. It could be preparing more thoroughly. It could be responding more patiently. Each consistent action strengthens your belief in your ability to grow. The mind gathers evidence. If you repeatedly show yourself that you can do more than before, your confidence becomes grounded. It is no longer based on hope. It is based on proof. There will be moments when you feel tired or discouraged. In those moments, remind yourself why this matters. You are not doing this for applause. You are doing this to build internal strength. The satisfaction of knowing you stretched your limits is far deeper than the comfort of staying where you are. Look back at your past achievements. At one time, they seemed difficult. Now they feel normal. That means you have already improved. You have already proven yourself capable of growth. There is no reason to stop now. The process of doing better is ongoing. It is not a single event. It is a mindset. Each day offers a chance to raise your performance slightly. Each week offers a chance to refine your habits. Each month offers a chance to evaluate your progress honestly. Do not compare your chapter to someone else's final result. Focus on being better than you were yesterday. That is a challenge you can control. When you prove to yourself that you can do better, your fear decreases. You trust your ability to handle difficulty. You trust your discipline. You trust your effort. That trust changes how you approach life. You step into opportunities more confidently. You recover from setbacks more quickly. You aim higher because you believe you can rise. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Improvement happens in imperfect circumstances. Prove to yourself that you can act despite inconvenience. Do not aim for dramatic transformation overnight. Aim for steady progress. Build a record of effort. Keep track of your improvements. Celebrate discipline quietly. Over time, the gap between who you are and who you could be begins to close. You owe it to yourself to test your potential. You owe it to yourself to explore your capacity. No one else can do that work for you. Push slightly harder. Focus slightly longer. Prepare slightly better. Act with more intention. Each time you choose improvement, you strengthen your identity. Each time you stretch your limits, you redefine what you believe is possible. Prove it to yourself through action. Not once, not occasionally, but repeatedly. Because the most powerful belief you can build is this one: I can grow, I can improve, I can do better than I did before. And once you truly believe that, there is very little that can hold you back.